Let's start with Mangalacharan prayer. Please repeat. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuronmilitam Vena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Rama 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 Hare Hare. So very auspicious day, Gaur Purnima. If at all we go back to God at this very life, then the only reason is Gauranga Mahaprabhu. There is no other reason. Because if we properly analyze, hardly we have any qualification to go back to God. Many times devotees come and ask also, very seriously. Prabhuji, aap to bolte rehte hai class mein, this very life, go back to Godhead. But when I look that person in the mirror, usko dekh ke lagta nahi ki wo back home jayega. So, how is it possible to go back to Godhead? And the answer is, it is possible because in this age, Gauranga Mahaprabhu has appeared. So Lord Brahma's day consists of 1,000 Divya Yugas, and same is the duration of night. In those 1,000 Divya Yugas, in one Divya Yuga Krishna appears, and that is this Divya Yuga. And when Krishna appears, immediately after that, Lord Chaitanya appears, and that is this time. It is described that there's a golden incarnation every Kali Yuga. In all the 1,000 Divya Yugas, there's a golden incarnation. Even in 10th canto Srimad Bhagavatam, when Garga Muni is giving a name, or is just manifesting the name on this planet of Lord Krishna, at that time he says, oh, he's the same person who appears in Rakta, Pita, Krishna Varna. Shukla, Rakta, Tatha Pita. This is what is the shloka that comes. So Pita means yellow. So that yellow incarnation, that golden incarnation, when does he appear? He appears in Kali Yuga. That is Yuga Avatar. There are different types of avatars, and this avatar that we're talking about is Yuga Avatar. So what is so special of this incarnation in the age of Kali Yuga, of this Divya Yuga? What is so special? In every Kali Yuga, maybe Lord will come and give the holy name. But in this Divya Yuga especially, he distributed Krishna Prem for free to everyone, which never happens. There are 6 reasons for Lord to appear. 3 internal and 3 external. So 3 internal reasons, very sweet, very nice to hear, but it will be a bouncer. But still we'll try to hear and try to remember. So Lord Krishna in Vrindavan, when he is looking at Srimati Radharani, he is seeing that always she is so happy. She is so happy in rendering devotional service to me. The last verse of Chaitanya Shikshastakam, it says, where Srimati Radharani is telling that come what may, O Lord, when I fall at your lotus feet, you kick me from your feet or you embrace me with love. Still you remain the same unconditionally the worshipable Lord for me. What is that shloka? Ashleshava padaratam pinashtumam adarshanan marmahatam karotuva yatha tathava vidadhatu lampato mat prananathastu saevana parah. O Lord, you kick me or you embrace me. You are my Lord, worshipable Lord, unconditionally. There is no condition. So Krishna is thinking that, what is this devotional service that she is offering? So first reason is he wanted to know the greatness of Srimati Radharani's love. How great that is. He wanted to know that. Second thing he wanted to know was that she is rendering devotional service to me and she's so attached to me, kuch to hoga mere mein. Something will be there. What is that? What is that sweetness all about? So Krishna wanted to know his own sweetness. This is the second reason. He wanted to know his own sweetness. Sometimes we say, Krishna's lotus feet is so sweet, so sweet. So once Krishna was thinking that how much sweet is my lotus feet? Let me taste and see. Therefore Krishna puts his thumb into the mouth. I mean, the toe into his mouth. You have seen that photo? On a Vatapatra, Krishna is lying and then he is having his own toe in his mouth. He's thinking, kitna sweet hai, what my devotees are lavishing so much. Second reason is Krishna wanted to know his own sweetness. And then when Srimati Radharani is rendering devotional service, attached to Krishna so much, she is experiencing higher ecstasies. She is so ecstatic, so ecstatic. So Krishna wanted to know that this ecstasy that she is experiencing, I want to experience that ecstasy when she is tasting my sweetness. How does it feel to experience that ecstasy? So Krishna wanted to experience the ecstasy of Srimati Radharani when she is rendering devotional service to this sweet personality called Krishna. What are the three reasons that we discussed? First, he wanted to understand the greatness of Srimati Radharani's love. Second, yes, he wanted to know his own sweetness. Kya sweet karte rehte? How sweet I am. Let me see how sweet I am. Third, experience the ecstasy of Srimati Radharani. So Krishna was thinking like this that, okay, I'll go as a devotee with the mood of Srimati Radharani. But then Srimati Radharani is telling Krishna, see, if you go in my mood and if those ecstasies start coming in your body will not be able to withstand that. Can you imagine? Srimati Radharani is telling this to Krishna. A devotee is telling Krishna that my ecstasies you will not be able to bear in your body. So what I'll do is I'll cover you from outside also. So inside you're taking my mood and externally also I'll cover you with my complexion of Gaura. So Srimati Radharani is called as Gaurangi, and when Krishna comes down in the mood of Srimati Radharani and complexion of Srimati Radharani is called as Gauranga. So these three are internal reasons. A bit difficult to comprehend because वो दोनों के बीच में चल रहा है, हम लोग को क्या पता? What is that? What is he tasting? What he wants to know? But three external reasons is something that we can comprehend about. There's a beautiful shloka in Adi Lila, first chapter, shloka number 4, which says, Anarpita charim chirat karunaya vatirna kalau samarpayitum unnata ujjvala rasam swabhakti shriyam haripurata sundara dyuti kadamba sandipitah sada hridaya kandare spuratau vaha satchinandanah. He said, Anarpita charim chirat karunaya vatirna kalau. Anarpita charim chirat. That which was hidden for a very, very long time. That which was kept a secret for a very, very long time. What was kept for a secret for a very, very long time? Unnata ujjvala rasa. That mood of Vrajavasis, that devotional service which Vrajavasis rendered, that was kept a secret for a very, very long time. That was not given to everyone. Now in iskcon, when we talk about going home back to Godhead, our devotees are very, very particular. If you tell them, you're planning to do Vaikuntha? No Vaikuntha. Where do you want to go? I want to go to Goloka Vrindavan. कहाँ है वो कुछ पता नहीं. Vaikuntha नहीं जाना है. Golok Vrindavan जाना है. In Goloka, what do you want to do? Which rasa you want to be? Anything less than Madhurya rasa I don't accept. So the 5 rasas, Shanta, Dasya, Vatsalya, Sakhya, Vatsalya, Madhurya. And in iskcon, devotees like nothing less than Madhurya rasa. इधर 16 माला ठीक से होता नहीं है. Madhurya rasa चाहिए. So you see that naturally in iskcon, by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, we have got to know that, there is a topmost realm in the spiritual world that is called as Goloka Vrindavan. And in that, the topmost rasa in which The reciprocation that happens between the devotee and the Lord is Madhurya Rasa. And this Madhurya Rasa was hidden for a very, very long time. It is described even Brahma was not able to get that. To give that mood of Vrajavasis or Vraja Bhakti, Gauranga came in this material world. Freely distributing Vraja Bhakti to everyone. This is called as the mood which the Lord wanted to give us. Vraja Bhakti, the first reason, first external reason. Second external reason is described. He is coming down in this Yuga of Kali. So he wanted to give Yuga Dharma, that is chanting of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So this is the second reason. He wanted to give Yuga Dharma to everyone. That is chanting of the holy names. Many times people ask, Prabhuji, yahi kyun chant karna hai? Why only this mantra? There are so many names of Krishna. How many names are there of Krishna? Infinite names. And all of them are very potent. Sometimes people ask that, why only this name? Why? Why? Because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave this only to us. Yuga Avatar has come to give Yuga Dharma. He has given the mantra for the Yuga. और उसमें दिमाग लगा रहे हैं हम लोग. Why this mantra? Why not that mantra? Simple. This is the mantra that he has given. You have to chant this mantra. Sometimes people ask, Hare Rama pehle karna hai ki Hare Krishna pehle karna? What did Chaitanya Mahaprabhu give? Hare Krishna. Simple. We have to chant that. Therefore, one thing we have to understand is Yuga Avatar is giving us this mantra in this Yuga. Therefore, this is the Yuga Dharma where we chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. And the third reason is Advaita Acharya. He was crying out to the Lord, Oh Lord, you have to manifest. To answer the prayers of Advaita Acharya, Lord Gauranga appeared. So these are the 6 reasons. So what are the 3 external reasons? First, to give Vraja Bhakti to everyone. Second, to give Yuga Dharma, chanting of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Third, to answer the prayers of Advaita Acharya. So these are the 6 reasons for which Gauranga appears in this age of Kali. And we are extremely fortunate. Therefore we chant, Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratushe Namaha. This now, after understanding the 6 reasons, you can appreciate this pranam mantra. Namo Mahavadanyaya. Most beneficent. Sabse udar. Kyun sabse udar? Krishna Prema Pradayate. He is giving us that Vraja Bhakti. Krishna Prema Pradayate. But then Mahaprabhu can say that Krishna Prem to keval Krishna de sakte. Krishnaya. Your Krishna. Your Krishna. But Krishna is black. He's saying Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine. You have come now as Krishna Chaitanya. But someone can say, no, Krishna is black. Gauratushe. Now you have come in this golden form. Gauratushe. In this way, we understand that great personality, Brajendra Nandan, has come in this age of Kali in that Gaura form just to give us the Yuga Dharma, give us Krishna Prem for free, even if you're qualified or not qualified. This gives a lot of hope. Qualification to nahi hai. But still, since Mahaprabhu is giving, we'll receive. The only thing that we have to become is a right qualified patra for this. So let's understand the appearance of Lord Gauranga in the age of Kali. How this golden moon rose in the horizon of Kali Yuga. Let's try to understand this. The first and foremost thing, we have to understand how does Lord appear in any incarnation. The first thing to note is that whenever Lord appears, His mention will be there in the Shastra. ऐसे कभी नहीं होगा that Lord is appearing and there is no mention in the Shastra. So first thing is this. Now even when mention is there, someone has to give him invitation. Without that, he will not come. Even if he scheduled incarnation, still he will not come. Even when, so someone has to call him. That's the point. Someone has to call him. And before Lord appears, his associates will go and do the needful. They'll arrange everything. So in this way, Lord makes his appearance. And here we understand that before Lord appeared, there were so many devotees who appeared. Like for example, Advaita Acharya appeared and he shifted to Shantipur. All the ones who are coming for Mayapur Yatra will be going to Shantipur. That's the last day, Shantipur. Srivas Thakur and his brothers, Sriram, Srinidhi and Sripati, they appeared before Gauranga. And there is someone called as Murari Gupta, the incarnation of Hanuman. He appeared in a place called Srihatta. Pundarik Vidyanidhi. You know who is Pundarik Vidyanidhi in Krishna lila? Huh? Yes, Radharani's father, Rishabhanu Maharaj. He appears as Pundarik Vidyanidhi. And Gadadhar Pandit takes initiation from Pundarik Vidyanidhi. So, you connect back the links. And then we have a personality called Haridas Thakur. Brahma himself. Haridas Thakur is Brahma himself. He appears in a place called Budhana. In that place. And obviously, Balaram himself comes down as Nityananda Prabhu in a place called Ekachakra Dham. So he appears in Ekachakra Dham. So in this way, we have all these different personalities appearing before Chaitanya Mahaprabhu for making the ground clear, setting everything right. Just imagine when a personality of this world, say Prime Minister or something, he is visiting the place. I think he visited Bangalore sometime, right? So the roads were blocked and no one can go in that road for a long number of hours. So many preparations were done. And before him, so many ministers came. Just imagine if that is for a mortal being of this world. Just imagine. Supreme Personality of Godhead, when he is coming, how much preparation should be done? So in this way, we see that how all these great personalities appeared. But there was something that was not proper. They all appeared, but they all appeared in different places. Some places were impious. And some families in which they appeared, those were impious. Like for example, Haridas Thakur. He appeared in a Mohammedan family, in a Muslim family. Now, we can just think about it, that Brahma taking birth, he should have appeared in a pious family. He's appearing in a sinful family here. And some people appeared literally in some places which were not very pious. So the question comes, when Lord is going to appear on the banks of Ganga, which is so pious and so very auspicious, then how come the associates of the Lord are appearing in certain places like this? And the answer given is that the associates of the Lord are appearing in these different places which are impious, or the families which are impious, just to make them pure and deliver them. So when Lord is appearing and his devotees are appearing, they have a big plan to deliver a lot of people around. That's the plan. So in this way, we understand that the Supreme Lord, he appears with his devotees to deliver as many people as possible. As many people as possible. Now, it's a very nice thing to note that how the ground is getting ready. All the Devi Devtas, they're preparing the ground. Saraswati Maya, she does the needful. You know what she does? Saraswati Devi, she personally manifests various different things in Navadvip Dham. A lot of scholars are sent there. So many well-versed scholars. There are people who are very much well-versed with all Shastras. There were people who appeared whom no one can defeat. In Shastra, Vad, no one can defeat. In fact, it is described at that time, children, youth, adults, old people, everyone were scholars. To such an extent that even small kids, they were challenging their own teachers. You can imagine how scholarly they were. So this was the situation, and people from all around the world were coming to this place, that is Navadvip Dham, for studying. Just 500 years back. And now people are going out of India to study. At that time, the opulence was so much that people were coming here to study. This was Saraswati Devi. She was doing these various arrangements. There's Lakshmi Devi. She was arranging various things. It is described that goddess of fortune, she made this entire place very, very opulent. Very, very opulent. It to such an extent that there was everything that was needed in Navadvip Dham. Very opulent. Every person was materialistically very rich. Very, very rich. But unfortunately, there was some problem. All this opulence that they had, they were using for something material. And Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, he says, they were using this opulence for all fruitive activities, like worshipping Devi Devtas, worshipping Kali, worshipping the goddess of serpent. All these different pujas they were doing. For what? Getting all the opulences in their home so that they can do nice sense gratification. And he also says that they were uselessly spending a lot of money in the marriages of their sons and daughters. Vrindavan Das Thakur. And then, great scholars. See, many times this question comes, if they know all Shastras, how come they were doing sense gratification? The problem was, they were great scholars, but they hardly had any devotion or any understanding of what is bhakti. There were Bhagavad-gita, Bhagavatam classes going on every day. But in those classes, there was no discussion about devotional service. Now, I don't know how that class will be. Without talking about pure bhakti, how can Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam class end? I don't understand. What is happening? And even when all the people were so learned, they were not able to find the Yuga Dharma that is given in this Shastra. They were not able to find. Therefore, no one was chanting. No one was chanting the holy names. Only the most pious people, while taking bath, they'll chant Govinda, Govinda, or they'll chant Pundarikaksha. These were the names. Om Pavitra Apavitro Va Sarva Vastagatopi Va Yat Smaret Pundarikaksha Sa Bhaya Abhyantara Suchihi. This was the prayer. So in that, once the name of the Lord comes, that is Pundarikaksha. Most pious people. Now just imagine, common public were not chanting, it means. Now, it is another thing that is described is that even renunciants at that time were not chanting the name of Hari. So, scholars were not chanting. Renounced order people were not chanting. Common public were not chanting. Only people who have a lot of pious credits, very, very pious people, they were chanting sometime while taking bath, Govinda and Pundarikaksha. And there was a huge crowd that was involved in meat eating and drinking wine. Even today, for that matter, people in Bengal, they say that mochi to kha sakte hai. Kyun kha sakte hai mochi? Because mochi is called as jal phal. Yes, it is called as jal phal. So Krishna is saying patram pushpam phalam. And in fact, they say that Shastras say that Brahmanas can eat fish. Now just imagine if that is the case now, तो सोचिए पहले क्या होता होगा. So it was really pathetic, really pathetic. So in this way, the entire situation was so chaotic, hardly any bhakti. And devotees at that time, they were feeling a lot of anxiety and a lot of sadness in the heart. They were seeing all this situation. कोई गीता कोर्स का पास नहीं ले रहा है. There is no one who is purchasing Bhagavad Gita. There is no one who is coming for any program. They're really annoyed, really annoyed. And the entire meditation of devotees, it is given. The entire meditation was, how will these people get delivered? All the time they were thinking like that. Even during book distribution, our devotees come and say that, no one is taking books. How will they become devotees? More pathetic situation was this, where no one was interested in bhakti. And even after devotees going and telling them about chanting, going and telling them about Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam, whatever, no one was interested in that and no one was chanting at that time. This was the pathetic situation at that time. And devotees, they were thinking, ठीक है, अगर कोई सुन नहीं रहा तो no problem, we'll go for private bhajan. So all the devotees, they were assembling at some places and they were busy, absorbed in their own bhajan. It is described that devotees would go and take bath in Ganga and they would come together and do kirtan. They'll all do that. Only few were there. It's also described that in that entire community of devotees, the senior most devotee's name was Advaita Acharya. Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita. I will not go into identity of Advaita Acharya. Advaita was not different than Sadashiv and Mahavishnu. He's combined incarnation of the two. And Srivas Thakur was also present in that place. He was also one of the senior devotees. And Srivas Thakur is not different than Narada Muni. So in this way, we understand that these personalities, they were leading the devotee group at that time. And in the Advaita Acharya's house, the programs were happening. And when everyone would come together in the house of Advaita Acharya, they would do Katha and Kirtan. And they started preaching also at one point of time. They had preaching meetings and they said, okay, we'll do these different preaching strategies. Nothing was working at that time. Nothing. In fact, people around were absorbed in their family affairs. Very much absorbed in family affairs. And they would have only one dialogue at that time. The same dialogue in Parampara people tell now also. Time nahi hai. We don't have time. So this way it went on and on and on. And Srivas Thakur and his brothers would come together every day, and in the evening they would chant Hare Krishna loudly. People around, they would feel a lot of problem. And they would say, this Srivas and his family members, because of the loud chanting, one day will be ruined. If the Mughal king gets to know, if this Muslim king gets to know, he'll come and he'll destroy our entire houses. And the chanting so loud that Mahavishnu, who is there in his Yoga Nirada, will get up and destroy everyone. This was the pathetic thought process of people. That Mahavishnu will hear the holy name and get up and destroy. This is the philosophy that people had at that time. And they would curse Srivas Thakur's family and they would say that we should burn their house someday and just break it into pieces and drowning into Ganga. We should remove this entire family from this place. Hearing all this, devotees would just cry. They would feel pity, they would cry. And there were some devotees who were feeling so pathetic that they were thinking it's better to commit suicide. What is the use of looking at this situation? Such a pathetic situation it is. So in this way, when Advaita Acharya would hear all this, devotees speaking all these different things, and the common public behaving in such pathetic way, at that time Advaita Acharya, he decided, he said, Mora Prabhu asiyadi kare avatar, tabe haya e sakala jivera uddhara. Advaita Acharya started saying, if my Prabhu comes down, he can actually deliver all these people. Humse nahi ho payega. Humse nahi ho payega. So in this way, Advaita Acharya, he took a vow. Now look at his vow. This is called as Paradukha Dukhi. Paradukha Dukhi means? What does that mean? Yes, feeling sad and painful when someone else is going through some pain. Look at this Advaita Acharya. His life was set. He was doing devotional service. He had devotee association. He was absorbed. But Advaita Acharya's mood was, all of them are suffering. I will make sure that Lord will descend. He took a vow. What was his vow? I will fast till the Lord descends. I'll fast. And every single day, he would call out the Lord intensely. On the banks of Ganga, he would worship his Shaligram Shilas, offer Ganga water, offer Tulsi Manjaris. And also it is described, he will call out loudly, Hunkar. He will roar and roar and roar to an extent that his voice was penetrating the entire material universe and penetrated the spiritual realm, and it reached Vaikuntha where Lord could hear his voice. This was his Hunkar. This was his deep, intense meditation and deep, intense call. And along with that, all the other devotees who were there, they were also telling the same thing. They were also participating in this bhajan, this intense devotional mood. In fact, Advaita Acharya took a vow, I will do all this, and if Lord does not appear, then I will manifest my 4 hands and take up the disc and kill all of them. Now it's very difficult to understand that one incarnation calling another incarnation. But this is the mode of a devotee is calling. Now in this situation, which is very, very intense, very, very intense, don't you think if the situation is so intense, the call is so intense, why will not Lord appear? Therefore it is described that when devotees come together and intensely call out for the Lord, Lord will manifest in that particular place. Therefore Narad Muni is saying, when Narad Muni asks the Lord is replying to Narad Muni about his place of residence. And he says, Naham tishtami vaikunthe yoginam hridayeshva tatra tishtami narada yatra gayanti madbhakta And there in that place, O Narada, where my devotees come together and intensely chant, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. This was the situation that was going on. But let me take you all to another place. Let's go from Navadvip to a place called Srihatta, a place nearby to Navadvip. There was a very, very pious Brahmana, and his name was Upendra Mishra. Upendra Mishra had 7 sons. And the 5th son, his name was Jagannath Mishra. And in the nearby place there was another person, and his name was Nilambar Chakravarti. And Nilambar Chakravarti had a daughter, and the daughter's name was Sachi, whom we call her as Sachi Mata. And Upendra Mishra and Nilambar Chakravarti, they decided that they will get their son and daughter married. So Jagannath Mishra, who is not different than Dasharath, not different than Kardama Muni, not different than Nanda Maharaj, not different than the personality who was there in the jail with Devaki. What is his name? Vasudev. Same personality is this Jagannath Mishra. And the same great mother of the entire creation, Kaushalya, or Devahuti, or you talk about Yashoda, or you talk about Devaki, all these great personalities, all these great mothers, not different than this lady, this great personality called Sachi Mata. Can you imagine? Again, these personalities are uniting together in the age of Kali Yuga. So Jagannath Mishra and Sachi Mata came together. So they were there in Srihatta, but after some time they decided, let's go and reside on the banks of Ganga. All these devotees took birth in various different places, but finally, eventually with time, when the Lord inspired, they came to Navadvip Dham. See, Lord inspires. Lord inspires, He arranges everything. So Jagannath Mishra and Sachi Mata, they shifted to Navadvip. And they were very, very intense devotees. Very wonderful devotees. In fact, it is described that their devotion had no comparison. And obviously, those people who are very intense, great souls will appear in their family. But there was some tragedy happening in their house. Jagannath Mishra and Sachi Mata, they gave birth to the first daughter. She died. Second daughter, she died. Third daughter, she died. Fourth daughter, she died. Fifth died. Sixth died. Seventh died. Eighth daughter also died. So eight daughters, they left their bodies immediately after birth. Now can you imagine the situation in the house? But since they were devotees, they were very deep in their consciousness. They were so much connected to the Lord. They had that pain, but they had the desire also that Lord should manifest in our house. And finally, the 9th offspring, or the 9th personality was a son. And this personality's name was Vishwarup. And this Vishwarup is not different than Balaram himself or Anantashesh himself. Vishwarup. Now even in Krishna Lila we see that 6 kids were killed in the womb or they died in the womb. Yes. 7th one was Balaram. So it is described when Balaram came in the womb of Devaki, he had a goal. Directly he could have appeared in Rohini's womb, no? Why he had to come to Devaki's womb? He came to Devaki's womb to clean the entire place. To clean the entire place, make the place auspicious because my Lord is going to appear. That was the mood of Balaram. And same here. Here also we see that the incarnation of Balaram appears to clean the entire womb, to make the entire place auspicious, and his name was Vishwarup. And this Vishwarup, when he appeared, there was no bound to the happiness of Jagannath Mishra and Sachi Mata. 8 daughters died. After that, one son is born and he is alive. Can you imagine how much bliss will Jagannath Mishra and Sachi Mata will be having? They'll be just floating in the waves of Ananda. That was the situation. And Vishwarup was also not an ordinary person. I said he's an incarnation of Balram. His entire form was so beautiful. He was so charming. And right from childhood, he had intense bhakti. Intense bhakti. And along with intense bhakti, he had intense renunciation also. He was detached from this entire world right from childhood. Now, when all this was going on, at that time, in a very, very auspicious month, in the month of Magh, in the year 1406 of Shaka era, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna himself, he entered the womb of Sachimata. Now, when he entered the womb of Sachimata, at that time, a lot of miraculous things were happening around. It is described that she became very, very effulgent. Even, for that matter, Devaki. When Devaki was there in Karagraha, and Kans, he killed all those 6 sons. 7th son was shifted to Vrajbhumi Sri Vrindavan Dham. But Kans felt maybe that was a miscarriage because he didn't get to know that, okay, the son was shifted. Aise bhi ho sakta hai. He was not knowing. And when the 8th son entered the womb of Devaki, at that time, she became very, very effulgent. And Kans could make out that now my Kal has entered the womb. Because she was so effulgent, she was so divine. The entire jail, it is described, that became very effulgent like a temple. Same thing happened here, where she became very, very effulgent. And it is said that first Lord entered the heart of this personality called Jagannath Mishra. Jagannath Mishra was getting this vision where the entire spiritual realm is entering his heart. And he also got this vision that how that spiritual realm from his heart is entering the heart of Sachimata. And that spiritual realm has entered the womb of Sachimata. And Jagannath Mishra was seeing all these different miraculous things happening around. When he used to walk on the street, strangers were paying obeisance to him. Just imagine you're walking on the street and people like this are paying obeisance to you. Now, you will get this feeling, now, how come they got to know I became a pure devotee? Oh, everyone knows that I'm a pure devotee, is it? Jagannath Mishra is walking and people are paying obeisance. And out of nowhere, there is no occasion and people are coming in and giving a lot of gifts, a lot of opulence. So Jagannath Mishra is wondering what's happening. And then he went and shared this to Sachimata. Hey Sachi, look, all this is happening with me. People are paying obeisance to me. People are giving gifts to me. And Sachimata said, even something similar is happening with me. At night, sometimes when I open my eyes, I see that divine celestial beings in the sky and they are all offering prayers to me. They are offering prayers to the womb of mine. So this was the entire situation there. They were not understanding what is happening, but they knew very well that there is someone special who is there in the womb. They understood this very clearly. And the time went on and on and on. Sachimata and Jagannath Mishra, they were worshipping their Shaligram Shilas very nicely. They had so much of intense bhakti. So all this was going on very nicely. And it is described that every single day their worship was so intense, so very intense, that the baby in the womb was there, growing and growing and growing. Therefore, it is described that the pregnant ladies who are there, they are the ones who are supposed to be very devotional. They are the ones who are supposed to spend a lot of time in Krishna consciousness. Not hearing rock music, Bollywood music, Tollywood music. Therefore, nowadays when the kids are born, as soon as you give them mobile, they know how to operate. In the cradle itself, they'll go to YouTube and play some Bollywood music. And many of the times you see that nowadays kids, when they take birth, and when parents put some Bollywood music, they nicely, peacefully sleep. And there's a contrast with devotee kids. Only when some Hare Krishna Mahamantra is chanted or Vaishnava Bhajan is chanted, then only they'll sleep. So much of contrast, so much of contrast. And here we see very clearly, it's a science. It's a science. Obviously here is not a mortal being who is there in the womb of Sachimata. But I'm talking about the mortal beings of this world. When they are there in the womb, very, very important thing. They are the ones who are hearing consciously whatever is going on around. Therefore, Shastras always recommend that the husband and wife in the family who are begetting kids, they have to be fully Krishna conscious. I always tell those people who are either newly married or about to beget kids, there are already a lot of demons in this world. Please don't contribute one more. Invite a great soul on this planet. Great souls are very less on this planet. Anyways, talking about the Lord, just imagine the Supreme Personality of Godhead is there in the womb and He is growing. Now, sometimes people have this confusion. Oh, Supreme Lord is growing? Supreme Lord is there in the womb? Oh, then He might be another mortal being, maybe much bit greater than us. One thing we have to understand is there's a difference between our birth and the appearance of Supreme Lord. When it comes to us, we don't choose our parents. We don't choose which family you have to take birth in. If that was the situation, if we would have options, we would have chosen the best of the best families. Yes. We don't know who will be our parents. Only after taking birth, only when we open our eyes in this material world, and then when people start saying, Mama, Papa, beta bolo bolo. And thoda maa bol deta hai, pa bol deta hai, and then the Papa is so happy. Pa bola isne. Mummy is so happy. Ma bola isne. That is what is our ignorant situation. When we take birth in this world, we are so ignorant. We don't know which family we have taken birth in. We don't know who are our parents. But when it comes to Lord, He chooses His parents. He chooses devotees as His parents and He appears. And you know what? He decides the time when He has to take birth. When He has to appear. When it comes to us, we just accidentally take birth in this world. Nowadays I heard there is dates are given. Huh? You can choose a date to know when the surgery can happen and the baby can be born. But then still, whatever it is, either the doctor is choosing or the parents are choosing. The baby is not choosing. But here our Lord is choosing. And it went on to such an extent that it was 13th month and the baby is still in the womb. 13th month. Jagannath Mishra and Sachi Mata, they are worried. 13 months and there is no sign of delivery. What is happening? And at that time, Sachi Mata called her papa. What is the name of father of Sachi Mata? Nilambar Chakravarti. So Nilambar Chakravarti, great scholar, great astrologer and a great devotee. He did astrological calculations and he said, don't worry. He is not some ordinary being. He is a very, very great personality. He is the Supreme Lord Himself. And He is waiting for the most auspicious time to appear on this planet. So in this way, we understand after waiting for 13 months, on a very, very specific day, this was Purnima of Falgun month. And it was 1407 Shaka era. It was the day of lunar eclipse. It is described that there was a moon and the moon was covering itself, or Rahu was covering. And our Acharyas, to be more specific, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, he writes in Chaitanya Charitamrita and he says, Akalanka Gaura Chandra Dila Darashana Sakalanka Chandra Ara Kona Prayojana. It is said that moon, it has got a lot of spots. Kalanka, a lot of spots are there. And our Gaura Chandra, our golden moon, he is a Kalanka. He is spotless. When a Kalanka Gaura Chandra is appearing, he is giving darshan. What is the need of this Kalanka Chandra? What is the use of this? Thinking like this, the moon covered itself. Or thinking like this, Rahu swallowed the moon. And there was a lunar eclipse. And when there's a lunar eclipse, naturally people in India are very fearful. Very, very inauspicious and all that. So on that particular day, that particular evening, people were running to take bath in Ganga. And when people were flooding in Ganga, water is not coming out. People are going in huge numbers. And when they were going in, everyone was chanting loudly, Hari, 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 Hari. And when everyone was chanting Hari, Hari, all the Hindus were chanting Hari, Hari. Muslims were standing outside the banks and they were saying, what's wrong with these people? See, chanting Hari, Hari, chanting Hari, Hari, chanting Hari, Hari. So Hindus are chanting Hari, Hari, Muslims are chanting Hari, Hari. And they were not knowing what is happening, but they all were chanting Hari Hari, and it is described the entire atmosphere was filled with the holy names of the Lord, where everyone was chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Pleasant atmosphere was created everywhere. And devotees, they were also feeling a lot of bliss in their heart. It is described, Advaita Acharya and Haridas Thakur, they were there in Shantipur. And suddenly both of them started jumping and dancing and chanting the holy names. They were also clueless what is happening, but they were feeling very, very blissful. They are also jumping and dancing. And they ran into Ganga. And they are also chanting and taking bath. At that time, Haridas Thakur is observing all these different things, and Haridas Thakur is thinking, this is not an ordinary situation. There is something special that is taking place. Something special that is happening. Srivas Thakur, his brothers, Sri Ram, Sripati, Srinidhi, they were also feeling a lot of bliss in the heart, and they were also chanting the holy names. They were also entering the Ganga, and they were taking bath. And they were all thinking, there is something different today. It's not ordinary. This is the glory. When Lord appears, naturally devotees feel very blissful. But when Lord appears, naturally demons start feeling fear in their heart. Naturally. Therefore, it is described that if Lord appears in our heart, naturally we will be very blissful. If today, whatever problems we face, Lord, whatever sufferings we face, whatever pain we go through, we might always say, because of that person this happened. Because I've got some monetary issue it is happening. Because of my health problem it is happening. To be frank, that is not the reason. There's only one reason. That one reason is we don't have Lord manifesting in our heart. That's the only one reason. When we render a devotional service and when we invite the Lord to appear in our heart, naturally, that person will be very, very blissful. Even if the entire situation of the entire world is pathetic, still that devotee will be able to smile in bliss. Smile in bliss. Therefore, Narottam Das Thakur sings, Gauranga karuna karo dinahina jane Mosama patita prabhu nahi tribhuvane. Here he is singing, hey Gauranga, I am the most fallen person. And if say Gauranga is asking, you're fallen where? In Sarjapur? Panathur? Where? Whitefield? No, I am the most fallen in all the three worlds. Mosama patita prabhu nahi tribhuvane. There is no more. There is no one else who is more fallen than me. And then he says, Dante trena dhari gaura dakhi hai tumhar kripa kori esho amar hridaya mandire. The devotee is begging and praying that, oh Lord, with all humility I am calling you, please come. Please come and manifest yourself in the temple of my heart. Only if you manifest in the temple of my heart, then yes, I will be delivered. And then he's giving dhamki also. The next line, he says, Jodi doyana karibe patita dekhiya patita pavana nama kishara lagiya. He's saying, see Lord, let me make it very clear. I am Patita. Your one of the name is Patita Pavan. But if you don't deliver a Patita like me, then how come you're called as Patita Pavan? So better you deliver me. And then your name will be actually Patita Pavan. He's begging and praying, oh Lord, please deliver me. So in this way, only when the Lord appears in the heart, in the temple of our heart, our life will be successful. Sometimes devotees ask, Prabhu, Bhagwan already hai na? तो बोलते परमात्मा के रूप में ऑलरेडी है, अभी किसको बुला रहे हैं फिर हम लोग? See, Paramatma is there in the heart. Now, a bit more philosophical. Paramatma is there in the heart. Paramatma is the expansion of the Lord. He is not the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. But devotees are very clear. Krishna should manifest in man. Paramatma is there, that's okay. But I want Krishna in my heart. That's the call that a devotee has, intense call in his heart. That, oh Lord, you please come yourself and please manifest. And obviously we have to realize the Supreme Lord in our heart. So in this way, a devotee has to call. And here Advaita Acharya was calling, and Lord manifested, and Advaita Acharya is jumping and dancing in ecstasy. Even he is not knowing why is he jumping and dancing, but he knows something special has happened. So in this way, on this auspicious day of Purnima of Falgun, the Supreme Lord, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Shri Krishna, he appeared in the house of Jagannath Mishra and Sachi Mata. Shri Gauranga Mahaprabhu ki Jai. That's so wonderful. We see Brajendra Nandan Jai Sachi Sutta Hoilo say, that same Brajendra Nandan, the same Supreme Lord, the son of Maharaj Nanda, has appeared now as the son of Mother Sachi. Now when he appeared, he has come in a very, very beautiful complexion. Nilambar Chakravarti, the father of Sachi Mata, he does astrological calculation and he gives the name Vishwambhar. Shri Vishwambhar ki Jai. And then other people who were there, they were observing. Oh, it's such a beautiful complexion. Golden complexion. And at that time, they gave him the name Gauranga. Shri Gauranga Mahaprabhu ki Jai. There were other ladies who all assembled and they started singing. And they were enamored completely by the beauty of the Lord. And they started saying, oh, he is Gopal himself. He is the same Hari who has appeared again in the age of Kali. And they started saying, he is actually Gaura Hari. Bolo Shri Gaura Hari ki Jai. And Sachi Mata, with so much of love for that baby. I don't know if we can comprehend also what does that mean to have Supreme Lord as the son. In this world, we see that mothers and fathers so attached to the kid. Doesn't matter how ugly the kid is, still they'll go and kuchi kuku. So cute my son is. Why? There's so much of love that parents have for the son or the daughter, basically their baby. Now just imagine when Supreme Lord appears with all the beauty personified, all the cuteness personified. What will be the feeling and the mood of the parents? And Sachi Mata is looking at him. But Sachi Mata here, she has got that mood of a mother. And she had that fear, 8 daughters died. He is such a beautiful baby, I don't want to lose him. Then she thought that my baby has appeared under a neem tree. And neem is known for its medicinal value. So better, I give him a name in such a way that he also gets some medicinal effect. And the name that was given was Nimai. And future he was known as Nimai Pandit. Nimai Pandit ki Jai. In this way, the Supreme Personality of Godhead appeared in the house of Jagannath Mishra and Sachi Mata. He stayed in Navadvip for 24 years and did all his pastimes, initially like Krishna and later in the mood of a devotee. And then he took sannyas only for all of us so that he can go around and preach. And he went to Jagannath Puri. In Jagannath Puri, he stayed for some time. He went around then for preaching for 6 years. And then he stayed in Jagannath Puri after that for 18 years. So 18 plus 6, 24. So these 18 years, he showed all the devotees what do you mean by intense devotional service. He set a very, very high example of devotional service. And then finally, Supreme Lord, he appears and he disappears. That same Supreme Lord who appeared in Navadvip Dham, that Lord disappeared in Jagannath Puri. And his disappearance is so divine. One day, the Supreme Lord, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he took all the devotees to a temple called Tota Gopinath. And there in that temple, Kirtan began. And Lord Chaitanya, he entered the main altar. He closed the doors from inside. And all the devotees were so ecstatic. They were singing and dancing and singing and dancing. And after some time, they realized, where is Mahaprabhu? Where is Mahaprabhu? Where is our Lord? And no one was able to see the Lord. And then when they opened the altar, Lord was not there. But on that beautiful blackish form of Krishna, it's Gopinath, Tota Gopinath, that's the only deity in the entire universe where he's sitting. Where he's sitting. Very beautiful deity. On the thighs of the deity, there were 3 golden strikes. 3 golden lines. And that was a sign that the Supreme Lord has entered the deity to go back to his abode, that is Goloka Vrindavan. So you can imagine that the Supreme Lord appeared, obviously for the 3 internal reasons. But the most important thing is, he appeared to deliver all of us. Therefore, Gaur Purnima is that time when we express our gratitude to the Lord. There was no need for the Lord to take sannyas. Firstly, there was no need for the Lord to appear, but he appeared. Then he took sannyas also, just so that he can go around and preach. And he in the mood of a devotee, taught us how to do devotional service. And at that time when he was preaching, when he was going around, there were people who ran away from India. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, no problem. Mora Senapati Bhakta will come. My Senapati Bhakta will come, and all those people who ran away out of India, he will capture all of them and get back those people back to India. And this was A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. He appeared as Senapati Bhakta of Lord Chaitanya. He went around, and guess what? Our Param Guru, Bhaktivinoda Thakur had this desire that in Navadvip Dham, people from all over the world, from different countries, they will come and they would dance and chant Jai Sachinandana Gaura Hari, Jai Sachinandana Gaura Hari. And this prophecy was fulfilled by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. He got people from all over the world to one place. And literally, I was there in one of the Gaur Purnima festival in Mayapur. It was flooded with devotees, different complexions, all different languages. Their dancing styles were different. There was one devotee from South Africa. He was dancing. My God, such a wild dance that was. All the devotees gave space to him, and he was the only one who was dancing the big circle. This is what Srila Prabhupada did. Got all of them together at one place, and all of them, now they are chanting Jai Sachinandana Gaura Hari, Jai Sachinandana Gaura Hari. And guess what? We are also part of that sampradaya. So, realizing all this, understanding all this, the only thing that we can do on the day of Gaur Purnima is express our gratitude to Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu, express our gratitude to Srila Prabhupada. And the gratitude prayers are this, that Jadi Prabhupada na hoy to, tabe ki hoy to. And there is a song similar to that. Jadi Gaura na hoy to, tabe ki hoy to. And actually this is a fact. If Gauranga wouldn't have appeared, what would have happened to us? And if Prabhupada wouldn't have appeared, what would have happened to us? And this is an expression of gratitude, where we express our gratitude, committing to them that yes, I'll be a serious devotee, rendering devotional service onto your lotus feet. And I promise, I'll try my best to attain your lotus feet this very lifetime. You shower your mercy onto this most patita. And taking this vow that yes, you have given the Yuga Dharma to me, O Lord. That is a gift that you have given to me. On this day of Gaur Purnima, I take a vow that this gift I'll value and chant very properly with love and devotion. So these are the different commitments that we can take. Because we cannot give, we have to give something to the Lord on His birthday. What will we gift? We don't have anything as such to give, but this is the gift that we can do to the Lord. Commitment, and yes, having that desire to attain Him this very life. Thank you very much. Shri Gauranga Mahaprabhu ki, Gaur Purnima Mahotsav ki.